How's it going, everybody? This is Big J, aka EA NCAA JS, and I'm going to go ahead and do this next video. It's probably going to be my last video for top 10s. I'm going to be combining the TeamBuilder top 10 wish list with essentially the only 5 things that were really desired for the online dynasty. So I'm going to be combining those. And again, just to remind you guys, please comment, like, subscribe, share. I want to continue to get the word out. That somebody's trying to get EA Sports to pay attention to what we the fans really are looking for out of this game, and what we really want to see in this game. And at least stuff that needs to be worked on or improved upon over the next 2 years. I do want to acknowledge the fact that EA Sports, they do a wonderful job. It's not an easy thing to make this to make this game. It does take a lot of people. It does take a lot of effort. So I do want to thank them for that. Make no mistake that I do acknowledge the fact that EA Sports, again, does a wonderful job every year, but sometimes it does feel as though you guys are down there in EA Sports are just doing what you think rather than what you should know needs to be done, what the fans are really looking for. But beyond that, I want to go ahead and start off here with the top 10 wish list for TeamBuilder for NCAA Football 2014. Number 10 was mentioned 5 times. We want the ability to have team-colored equipment, like gloves and shoes and stuff, cleats and all the different things that aren't really included in TeamBuilder. We would like them added into. Like we see this in a lot of the Nike Pro Combat uniforms and stuff like that. It's like there's so much variety when it comes to that stuff, and that's what we really like. We'd like to be able to do the same in TeamBuilder when we're creating our teams. Number 9 was mentioned 6 times. The dreads. We'd like to be able to have the ability to adjust the length between, obviously long, medium, and short. Not everybody has, super long dreads. Number 8 was mentioned 7 times. Start throwing in some generic mascots. Bears, tigers, lions. Oh my! I know I screwed that one up. I don't care. But these type of things would make it a little bit easier for us to have a more realistic version of these teams that we're creating. It gives them a sense of they've been around for a while, long enough to have this mascot. Number 7 was mentioned 7 times. Bring back the fight songs that were, in the game back in the last generation. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about creating my own program, was that I could have, my own fight song, and it went with my program. So, would like to see those put back in. Number 6 was mentioned 8 times. White guys with dreads. Come on, I've seen it. I mean, they're in the NFL, they're in college, they have dreads. Why is it exclusive to black guys? Come on. It's not a racist comment. It's just, dude, seriously? Why not? If you can do it in one, you should be able to do it in another. All right. Number 5 was mentioned 9 times. Custom entrances. We can create, these things. It's not that hard. You already have the basis, on a lot of them. Coming out of the smoke, I know South Carolina does it, Miami does it. I kind of like the premise of it. I know there are more universities that do it. I'm just saying that those are the ones that I see predominantly use it. But obviously coming out of the tunnel, and going to center field and celebrating isn't always necessarily what every school does. So having an ability to create my own would make it more, again, unique and seem as though my created team has been around for a while. Number 4 was also mentioned 9 times, more logo slots. Obviously 4 to 6 would be ideal because of the fact that, not every program uses the same logos for their helmets as they do for their field, and not every program uses their main logo for their helmets. So, having multiple slots would give us the ability to put a multitude of different options on our created teams. Number 3 was mentioned 13 times, player equipment edit. In other words, if a player is created on these generic rosters, I should be able to adjust their equipment to what I think that they would look like. And a lot of the people on your forum agreed with me. Number 2 was mentioned 28 times. More uniform options is desirable. Obviously, shoes, cleats, and accessories, we'd like more, just more. A lot of people wanted that, and I'm not necessarily in complete agreement with them. I think a lot of what we have now is just fine, but obviously this is about creating more options, not lessening it. And then finally, the number one thing which was mentioned 46 times, said this before, but it's very true and very desirable here, especially in TeamBuilder, more generic stadiums, or create a stadium. You had that in the last generation. You should be able to have it in this generation. These things are big-time things, especially the generic and create a stadium. For me, that's my biggest pet peeve. Is I don't want to have to use Florida State or North Texas to put my created team in. I want to have a stadium that kind of feels like my own, and you only really have the two or three generic stadiums as it stands, and sometimes it does not feel realistic, and I would really love to be able to see more of these things, so it'll give me an opportunity to have those programs feel more real, and I think that's the biggest thing that we're looking at for TeamBuilder. The top 5 things that were wished for in On-Line Dynasty was number 5 was mentioned maybe once, but I kind of agree with it. It's a real-time On-Line Dynasty ticker. If you're playing at the same time as someone else in your conference, you should be able to find out when they score and stuff like that, much like with the ticker that you have now. I think it would be a nice improvement as well. Number 4 was mentioned 2 times, instant replay challenges in On-Line Dynasty. I agree with that. It's very unsettling to see a play that I know for a fact was inbounds, but somehow was called out of bounds, and and now I can't challenge the call, and either way it stands, and now I lose the game because of that that blown call. And so instant replay challenges would be a great addition. Number 3 was mentioned 3 times. Watch other games being played by other players. Now, I'm not sure how that would work, but I think it could be done, and it would be a nice feature to the On-Line Dynasty. Number 2, it was also mentioned 3 times, create and upgrade uniforms. This, I think, also would be a great addition to your offline dynasty as well. Creating and upgrading your uniforms, yearly or every 2 years would be a great addition, because not every team keeps the same jerseys year after year after year. As you can see that a lot of programs change their jerseys almost yearly. I mean, look at was it Maryland the other year? They literally changed their uniform every game. It was insane, and I know you guys know that. So that, to me, it's just something I think would be a great ability to do. And I mean, you could. That would be even better if you could change it every single week. That'd be fantastic. All right, and the number one thing mentioned 7 times, and it's kind of an obvious thing, but it's going to be mentioned anyways. A website that actually works, and I agree with that 100% because I played, Online Dynasty a few times, and I could not stand it when I would go online because I had finished the game and I had a bye week the following week, and I would go to recruit my players that had been recruiting for the last 4 weeks, and then they weren't there. It was some random players that I had no clue who the heck they were, why the heck they were on my recruiting board, when I would only have like 10 guys I was going after recruiting 5, and then all of a sudden I have a 35, man list of players I don't want. That was extremely frustrating for me. So those are your TeamBuilder Online Dynasty top 10, top 5 wish lists for NCAA Football 2014. Like, comment, share. I need your guys' help. So again, I would like to acknowledge EA Sports. You guys do a good job each year, but expectations are going to continue to get higher the more and more you go with these super ideas, like with your this year's edition of Heisman Challenge. In my opinion, a big flop, but I understand the challenge of it, but I did not necessarily think it was worth spending an entire year putting all these things in there when you had other things that were a bigger priority to fix. But, regardless, you guys EA Sports, you do a good job. Now you know exactly what we're looking for, so let's get on it. All right, again, thank you guys, and have a good one.